Hi, today we'll be talking about authentication and authorization. But before we dive right in, my name is Chidi Wanted to have a BSc in computer engineering, and I'm pursuing a master's degree in computer science from the University of Lagos. I'm an aspiring author currently writing a handbook on programming language concepts. I'm a machine learning engineering graduate from Udacity Microsoft Partnership for Azure Machine Learning Engineering. I have a 5-year full stack web application and automation development experience. um, I'm a software mentor for the GADS 2020. GADS simply means Google and Andela Developer Learning Community 2020. I'm an SQL tutor for the FinTech Girls, where I teach over 11 students. Today, we're going to talk about authentication and authorization, the gaining access process. First of all, I would ask this question. What does authentication and authorization mean to you? If you want to answer this question, kindly unmute your mic and speak so that we will learn from you, we'll know what you know, and we will take it up from there. So authentication is the process or action of verifying the identity of a user or a process. Take for example, let's say you have your house. In your house, someone knocks at your door. The first thing most people do is to know who is that. You ask who is that. You want to know who is knocking at your door. Now that is an authentication process for your house security, right? The same thing in your computer. When somebody wants to log into your computer, you need to know who that person is. We usually use username and passwords to know who to authenticate who the person is. So in this context, well, for example, for the example I used, so when you get to find out who that person is, and let's say the person says, "Hi, it's James. Could you please open the door for me?" And you know, okay, James is my friend. Okay, James might probably be coming to stay over for the night. Then you have authenticated James. Now you know who the user is, which is authentication, the process or action of verifying the identity of a user or a process. Now, fast forward to authorization. Yes, so authorization is a function of specifying access rights and privileges for a resource. Let's say, for example, James has come in, you've opened the door for James. That means he has been authenticated and has been authorized to come into the house, right? And after James comes into the house, maybe he sits in your living room, you go into your house to lock every other room and leave the visitor, the guest room open for James to have access to. Now that is authorization. James has been authorized to go into the visitor's room, right? And James has not been authorized to go into every other room because they've been locked or because he does not have those rooms. So that is a way of describing authorization. So if you have other ways by which we can express authorization and authentication, any other example, you can as well share with us so that we can learn from your thought process. So in a nutshell, in conclusion, authentication and authorization, simply put, authentication is the process of verifying who someone is, whereas authorization is the process of verifying what specific applications, files, and data a user can have access to. Thank you.